Well, it seems like, I mean, just like from it, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see Debbie and how much she's smiling, like when she's talking about all these people. But it's like obviously you love what you do, and it seems like I mean I was curious. I think you kind of touched on this that like your own personal struggle kind of led you down this path. But I was curious about like now it's easy to see, okay, all these people are very positively affected by what you do, and it's like you can see the joy and kind of share in that. But was your own personal struggle the entire reason that you decided to go like, I'll say medically based training, like helping people with issues versus just working with say athletes or people that just want to get fit but don't have any kind of medical limitations?
It okay, so I've done both, which is
Uh-huh.
interesting. I um I was when I was married, my ex-husband and I, while we were married, we started a lacrosse program at Lake Orion High School. So
Okay.
that was the first program that we started one, and we started coaching when we lived in Maryland. We started a program in New Jersey with the PAL League, a girls program. We started the girls program in Lake Orion. So that was the basis for my NASM personal training cert,
Okay.
was because of my athletes, right? But and I had already been working in pools for a long time. I took a little hiatus, and then went back to it. Um, Now intentionally I work with this population 50 and up, and here's why. I mean, I can work with young athletes. It doesn't really matter. It's all the same method of training. You just change it by age and goals, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not total rocket science, but the 50 and older population, especially 60s and 70-year-olds that are sandwiched, they have parents yet, they have grandkids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, they they want somebody older that understands what, arthritis in their hand is, or repetitive strain injuries, or shoulder pain, or knee pain, or rogue stuff. They want to know that their trainer understands. They don't want a 20-year-old, 30-year-old trainer that's just going to pound them, because they can't. It's not that they can do the exercise, but the intensity might need to come down for
Mm-hmm.
some, not all. Um, and they want to stay in their life. So it's super rewarding to work with them
Mm-hmm.
because they're motivated. I want to, I'm struggling walking, and I'm going to Paris. That was just one of my clients that just flew off
Mm-hmm.
today. She went to Paris today. So we worked together for like 2 months, really got her. She'd been working out, but it wasn't totally focused.
Uh-huh.
She was in the late stages of recovering from a knee injury, couldn't do stairs. I'm like, girl, you got to do stairs to go to Paris.
There's a lot of walking.
There's a lot of walking. So you are gonna be all over those stairs. And she's gone. I can't wait till she comes back. So it's really cool to work with them. You have to see them. I just let me go back. So in my life, my father was injured horribly as a teenager. So he was
Mm-hmm.
19 and burned severely when he was told he would never do all these things: walk, have children, blah 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 blah. Well, that's all a lie. He's done it all. Um, so I learned early on what that perseverance was, I guess. So I had him as an example, and I had very active um, relatives in my family. Then I had the sedentary grandparents, a set of sedentary grandparents. And there's a huge difference in how you live your life when you're sitting on the couch watching it go by, waiting, and you're out doing what you can do and how you can do it, even if you have to do it differently at that time.
Mm-hmm.
You can exercise, you just might have to do it differently. I don't care if you're 150 pounds overweight. I mean, I've had that lady lose 150,
Mm-hmm.
but you can work out, you just do it differently. That's all. And then keep going, and you'll be amazed at where you end up if you just don't quit. So my other thing I tell them all the time is, we know what happens when you quit. We know what that outcome is. You
Mm-hmm.
never know what happens if you just try one more time.
Yeah.
Just get up and try. Find a buddy to drag you here when you don't feel like coming. Call me, text me. I'll get you up.
Yeah.
I'll text you in the morning. Come on, sunshine, let's go. you know, but if you quit, we know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Everything's gonna fall apart.
Right.
My thing now, I've got like I think I mentioned, I have guys with rods in their backs, and a lot of artificial joints. Is where this whole orthopedic industry is going. My question is, what's going to happen to these people if they stop moving?
Mm.
Those joints are heavy. I see people in the water get an artificial joint and come back in, and now in deep water with a deep water running belt on, they're up to their chin, and
Mm-hmm.
we're adding buoyancy to some of our equipment so they're comfortable,
Yeah.
modifying equipment to make them able to exercise. And then they go back and get another hip or another knee or I've got people with two hips, two knees, and a rod in her leg. My lady who was surfing a couple years ago, body surfing,
Yeah.
she's now getting her second hip, but she's had two knees, a rod in her leg, and we've already added buoyancy. So I'm already trying to figure out what I'm going to do with her when she comes back because she's going to be too heavy for the belt she uses, and
Yeah.
she's going to want me to fix it. Can you fix this? I'm not done. You know,
Yeah.
God love her and her pink hair.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, how you gonna tell them no? And these are some of the people I'm surrounded by, and it just makes you more excited to help them. You
Yeah.
know, and keep them going. I mean, she still travels independently, lives independently, travels independently. She's not stopping.
Yeah. Well, it just seems like you have like you said, a really motivated population. I saw on your Instagram you had posted this graphic about the cycle of inactivity where you start as an inactive child, you become an inactive adult, and it's just this kind of vicious cycle. I mean, there's only one Debbie, so I mean, how do we break the cycle if we can't just like clone you to come to everybody's house and motivate everybody to get up?
How do we break this cycle? Like I said, pairing people up. And I have an awesome, I really have an awesome counterpart, a girl I work with all the time. I love her to death. And she's very much like me. And I drug her into my world. And I told her, you're coming in here for a reason. You are great. She does the same thing I do, water and land. I go,
Hmm.
these people are a gift. And she trains a bunch of other places still, like I used to,
Hmm.
but she keeps gravitating more and more and more to what we're doing. And we need more people that are willing to learn and do it differently. So it's we have a whole gamut of people that are want to be active. They're not cut out for CrossFit, and they're not cut out for some of these great programs. I love those programs, but they can still work and they can do their own type of CrossFit and their own strenuous stuff. I work my people work. They
Yeah. Yeah.
I push them, but they love it. I mean, they do a lot of athletic based training in the water. Example: I use the lane lines in the bottom of the pool like you would a ladder on the ground
Okay.
on a field, and they do all kinds of agility over those lane lines.
Uh-huh.
And I watch them get out of the pool, and some that are taking baby steps are now taking huge, big, real strides. We work on that kind of stuff, oppositional movement, you know, because they lose it when they get older and fearful. They
Yeah.
stop in your arms when you walk. You don't think about that, but now go out into the world and watch people much older walk, and you'll see they're very stiff. Well, I break that
Yeah.
with all kinds of stuff. And then, they start bouncing up the stairs. And so when I work with other instructors, this is the stuff I tell them. If you don't focus on anything else, just focus on basic rhythm,
Hmm.
rhythmic movement, getting them to take bigger steps. And then they're going to keep asking for more,
Yeah.
which is cool. Motivate them.
So I kind of wonder, I mean, you have like a ton of certifications. You get your own thing. Are you gonna, and you mentioned CrossFit, like CrossFit's become this huge thing. So I kind of think about a couple of things. One, we're not going to run out of older people with mobility issues or people with mobility issues. There is only one Debbie, or at least right now, but you're figuring
There's
it out
more
and
out there.
yeah, and you're doing your own thing. But like, are you gonna try to? Is there any thought about expanding Water's the New Gym and trying to like certify people and kind of help it spread?
Yes, there is. There is my dream, quite honestly, is to end up with like an HydroWorks pool where
Okay.
there's a treadmill on the bottom and I can get like my quadriplegic client walking independently and she can see that she can do that. She can hang on the rails and walk. You can she's not the only one I have like that. I mean, I've got, Parkinson's people. I'm starting with an MS lady who's been in a wheelchair for over a year. I'm like, if you want to get on your feet, we got to get you going now and
Hmm.
just start pushing those MS symptoms back. I had an aunt with MS, so that's something very dear, near and dear to me. Um, but getting them in um, a specific pool where I'm not always working around classes and things
Hmm.
and then have you know, we don't live in the water, so you have to be able to do things on land. So my dream is to have a hydraulics pool and then next to it a land gym with like stacked weight equipment. So if you're in a wheelchair, you can still, row and pull and push and you can get your exercise even if you have to be sitting. Um, and some cardio equipment. So get them from water to land to water to land because
Hmm.
you have to live here. You're going to get up, you're going to go get your breakfast, you're going to go to bed, you're going to take a shower, and everybody wants to remain independent.
Yeah.
We can't move all those things into the pool, but we can use the pool to get you stronger so that your daily activities and beyond are easier and better.
Yeah.
That's my how we get there. I don't know.
Hey,
I need,
but that's a great
I
goal.
need some
That's a
money.
great goal. Yeah, well, but I always say like anytime I talk to, so I run two businesses, and anytime I talk to like fellow entrepreneurs, like there's this kind of saying that goes around that if you have a goal and you know how to get there, your goal's not big enough.
Right, right.
So I think that's a great goal because like you said before, you said yourself, if you just keep moving forward one day at a time with that end goal in mind, like you'll get there, and you don't always know how you're going to get there, but you just keep going forward and you'll get there eventually. So I hope you do. I hope you
Yeah,
do.
I do. I hope so too. I mean, it's just incredible the people that it's incredible. And I teach now. I teach at a retirement. I'm at a couple retirement communities where I'm on land, and I do strength and balance classes, and I push them. I push them, and it's just interesting. I hate to see people give up. That's my
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Don't go to the couch. Come on, let's go. You can do a little bit,
Yeah.
you know. And a lady with Parkinson's who could only stand for 30 seconds, shaking, just had to sit back down. She, we dance. she, her goal was to be able to go to her grandson's wedding
Hmm.
and walk, and she did. That was her goal. We made her goal, and we still keep her going. I mean, she's amazing. Flat scan. She does all kinds of things that she didn't used to be able to do.
Yeah.
And
And is that the lady you have the videos of on your Instagram?
no, do I have videos of her? Maybe. I don't. I'm not sure. I might have videos of her. I think I have videos too of my seniors like band rowing together.
Yeah, I saw
I,
that.
that's how somehow I partner them up. They're so funny. Yeah, they're great. I do that too. You just got to keep them safe, and they love it. They don't want to be treated like they have to sit in a chair.
Well, no, and I think that's something like I'm still fairly young in the grand scheme of life, but I think as I talk to more people and kind of get a broader perspective of things, I think and sympathize with like older people I see and try to envision them as like my age or younger, and remember that they're, we see them in this like photograph of time, this moment of time where they're this age, but it's like they had to have lived a number of years before that. They're not just who they are now, they are who they were before in all of those experiences. So it's like clearly they don't want to be like patronized. Do you want to be patronized now? No. Why would you then?
Right. Well, what's amazing is their stories are incredible. And I love hearing their stories. So I ask them. That's the first thing I do when I'm working with them is, what's your history? Where did you grow up? Where did you come from? Were you in the military? Did you go to college? What kind of job did you have? I ask them a million questions. And it's interesting because one of my clients was on the beaches of Normandy and D-Day.
Mm-hmm.
One of my clients was and the one that was on the beaches, he just died a year ago. But another one, still alive, he was a medic in the Battle of the Bulge. He's still exercising.
Mm-hmm.
Still stands military pastor. I'm like my slouching pastor right here. Um, um, another one flew bombers in World War II.
Mm-hmm.
So he dropped bombs on Hiroshima. Crazy. Then went on to become a principal, through the school systems in Detroit, became a big shot. Still counseled people, and he's 99 years old, and he's still counseling people. Amazing. Um, my the lady I was talking about who can only stand for 30 seconds, she was a speech language pathologist. So
Okay.
talking to her and what she used to do, and I used some of her techniques that she used on
Mm-hmm.
her.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Gotta turn it around.
yeah, well, but it's just because of the state of with Parkinson's comes dementia, and the last part of the brain to go is rhythmic, and she's not that far gone, but she has moments where she's not real clear, so I'll use rhythm and song and different things to bring her back around and then move forward. So that's
Mm-hmm.
why I say I have to zig and zag sometimes
Mm-hmm.
with what I'm doing to keep them moving and motivated. But their stories are incredible. But one lady told me, I don't see that lady in the mirror. When I look in the mirror, that's not what I see. Meaning she was in her late 70s, 80s. She didn't see an 80-year-old person. Not what she saw. So she's telling me, I don't see what other people see when they look at me. I see somebody much younger. Like, who is
Mm-hmm.
that old lady? And that always stuck with me. They don't want to be obsolete and they don't want to be old.
Yeah.
And they fear they're obsolete because technology, things like that. So if you watch somebody that's 70s or 80s, or has any kind of, dementia, Alzheimer, a lot of things we're seeing now, if you watch them watch TV, they will turn away. I watch people a lot and they turn away because TV is so fast. It just zips on by. Now,
Yeah.
turn on an old black and white show and see how slow that moves. Turn on TV now. Zip, 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 zip,
Yeah.
zip. Quick, 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 quick. And it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
And they fear they're obsolete. So if you take away the fear and that fear of being obsolete and get them, I found this is my MO, I get them to share with me their life and the things that they find exciting and kind of build on that, then they're ready to go. And then I find people that have similar interests. Oh, have you met Susie? Have you met, Betty? You
Mm-hmm.
know, they just go. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. No, it sounds really cool. And we are running out of time here,
Way
so I
out
want to
of time.
get I want to give you an opportunity, even though we have both professed to being terrible at social media. If people want to find you, see what you're doing, kind of figure out more about Waters the New Gym, where can they find you?
Well, on my Facebook, Water's the New Gym. Um, but probably really under more my personal one, Debbie Recknagel Booth. You can find it. They're both linked together. My Instagram, Debbie Booth, Debbie underscore Booth. Water
Yeah.
is a new. Um, on my website, Water is a New Gym. So all of them have links to the others. If you just go to my website, you'll find the rest. And yes, I need to update. Gosh, you put the pressure on me to do
That's
that.
okay. That's okay.
It's my least favorite thing in the world.
You
It's
just keep
easy
focusing on what you do
yeah.
to get somebody else to do the website.
Oh, I know, right? I do. I've got to find somebody to start doing that for me. But
Yeah.
anyway, this has been great.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on today, Debbie.
Thank you very much.